Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Manifold Garden. Yes, we're still doing this. It took me a while to find this one. It's been a bit since the last episode, but it took me a while to find the next path. I went forward from the point where the last secret path dropped us off, and I got all the way to the next dark cube area without finding anything. And I reasoned that probably, it seems like the thing that's happening is that these secret paths are skipping us around the game in such a way that we are not interacting with any of the dark cube stuff. It's not solving any of the dark cube stuff, because obviously we did have to interact with that dark cube at the beginning of the game to start the secret route. But I figured it probably wouldn't involve solving a dark cube room, so I figured that's the end of the area to search, and so I went backwards from there, really scouring each room. And even so, even with that in mind, it took a long time for me to figure this out. But check this out. So we're here in this room where the puzzle involved those blocks that are yellow on one side and purple on the other, and we had to have them on the opposite sides of the room at the same time. We enter this room here, and it doesn't, at no point during normal traversal of this room can you even see the secret. It sure looks like, this room is just perfectly normal, and if we fall forward, you can see over there, all we find is that same staircase again. But if we stop falling forward and fall to the left here, you can see just barely, there is something different over there. There's a hidden door, and it'll become a little bit more obvious once we fall far enough to land on that little ledge. Boy, this is a distance, huh? I probably could have figured this. I could have landed on one of those things and then switched gravity. But here we go. Okay. So see, this, you can only get there through this gap in this side of the room that you never have to look at because you turn right coming through that door instead of left. I think this is incredibly well hidden. And I have not done anything past this yet. I found this and then started recording, so hopefully we'll be able to figure out whatever it is we need to figure out here. It looks like just one of these ball puzzles. Well, I guess let's drop the ball. So can we see down here which direction it needs to go next? Looks like that way, probably. I guess actually the smart way to do that would be here. Okay. Well, that's exactly the opposite of what I wanted. Yeah, this sucks. Alright, let's do this and this to reset gravity in this direction. Okay, so, can we... no, we're not going to be able to see anything beyond... There we go. Okay, so this is the direction we had to drop the ball in. And now what? I guess it looks like it probably has to fall that way. No noise, though. How do we get to the other side of this wall? Do we have to... maybe we have to go back in the direction that we're supposed to be going under normal circumstances? Let's... Here, we want to turn... Damn it, that's not what I was going for at all. Oh, I did hear the ball move, though. We could just fiddle around. Oh no, wait, we can totally see it. Okay. So it needs to go. I guess it was just sort of dumb luck that that I transferred gravity in this direction. I was trying to get us back through the gate I can't even tell which side of the room. That way. I was trying to get us back through there to move forward into the next area, but this will work. So we need to transfer gravity like this. And then this way, then up, then this way, and then it kind of... Okay, well, one problem at a time. I've already forgotten what the next step was. Hold on. If we do this... Okay, here we go. So we're there. We need the ball to go that way. And then hopefully... Okay, good. So hopefully directly this way will cause it to be at that junction. Because if not... That's good. Good noise. I was going to say, if not, I have no idea how we're going to know where it needs to go next. So now we need to make that the gravity surface. Which is not actually super easy. Alright, I'm going to try to fall around this and catch the pipe below us. Wait, did I do something wrong? Did we lose it? Yeah, I guess that wasn't good enough. There's another turn that has to be made somewhere. Okay. So we did that. Now let's... Nope, still not good enough. So last thing we did was we made gravity go this way. So the ball went like this. I'm just trying to work out, like, what could the angles even look like? No sound. Unfortunately, it could be almost anything. We need to find a way to the other side of that wall. I'm gonna try this. Okay, well that was a noise. That's pretty weird. Just blind guessing what the angles might be. Okay, we need to find a way onto that side of that wall, and I think... Oh, wait. Can we see more? Oh, no, that's the same... Sorry. That's the same bit of piping that we're seeing right here. So, the ball is somewhere over there, presumably? Yeah, it's definitely on that side of that wall. And there's no way we are going to be able to see it from here. So... we're going to run all the way over here, fall back into the main chamber, because this should put us on the other side of this wall, right? Nope, of course not. Of course, the space doesn't actually work like that. Shit. Well, how do we know... This is a serious problem. Here, let's go up on the wall by that thing and see if we can see anything through the gap. Not really. So, I mean, do they really want you to just blindly wiggle it around? Oh, it's real close, though. I can actually see where it is. Okay, so... Oh, man, that's a shame. You really cannot tell anything about the angles here. You just barely see the glow. I mean, it's really close. We know that. I can't tell if that moved it at all. I mean, it sort of looks like it's ready. It's definitely making noises, but I don't know why. Oops, that's not what I want. I'm going to try to wrap around here. Aha! Alright, so that took some blind wiggling, but we got there. Alright, well, I guess let's see where this goes. I gotta say, I think that was better hidden than almost any secret in any game that I can remember finding. And I mean, obviously, the shapes of the areas, the spatial impossibility of it all, plays a big part in there being unusual places to hide things. Okay, this is intense. So, there is a room. I guess that looks like it's all there is to do. So we can see on that post over there that there is a switch on this side. Oh, this is just this room. Okay, this is totally a place we've been before. So... where's the door I just came through? I think it's on one of these pillars. That's weird, right? I feel like in the past, finding a secret door and opening it has taken us to a couple of puzzles before it put us back in the normal game space. And this time it seems to have done it right away. Huh. Yeah, I guess it's just like a random one of these pillars has the opening. Not random, arbitrary, you know what I mean. And it's just not a thing you would even know to look for, normally. Huh. Okay, so we might be in a spot here again where I'm just, like, running around looking for a secret entrance. But again, these spaces that are built with the discontinuities in them and stuff are going to make this more complicated. Because there's potentially a lot of different places where there could be a discontinuity, right? So let's see. This is the door that you come in through normally, right? You come in, you see this, and we know how to solve this puzzle, but I'm way more concerned about what if there's a secret door in here somewhere that I didn't see before. That is kind of curious. Huh. Okay, well, I guess for right now... this is the first time in this playthrough that we picked up one of these. I guess for right now, we just solve the puzzle and push onward. And like I said, we want to stop and turn around and look for the thing if we should happen to see the Dark Cube room. Provided that my logic on that is sound, and at this point, who knows? Oops. I do think that this is a really cool puzzle. This is one of my favorite puzzles from the entirety of the game. Yeah, routing the water around through the discontinuities, just it feels like such a cool synthesis of the things you've learned up to that point. So see, this feels like a room where there could be a thing, maybe. So there's nothing obvious on top of that, or on top of that. And nothing on the underside of the platform either, except for some weird stairs. Okay, we can come back. We can come back if it turns out we can't find anything anywhere else. This is the wrong direction. I got myself all turned around. Oh, we're back here. Huh. Well... so we have access to... Is this berry over here the one that we're looking at? Yes. Okay, so because we didn't do whatever else it was we needed to do, we only have access to one cube then, right? We never got the cube from in there. Is there another door somewhere that has a cube in it opening it up? So that's the door you come through initially. So wait, we'll only have access to this door then, right? Because we can't make this thing happen without the other cube from the other room. Yeah, and that's that room. Okay. Well, alright, I think that makes things pretty straightforward at least. It's not actually a lot of different ways that we can conquer this. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little nervous as we get further and further away from me having completed the game that I'm going to wander into an area that we have done that I just don't recognize because of how long it's been. Okay, this also definitely feels like the kind of place where a thing could be hidden. Were I to hide a thing here, where would it be? Huh, it looks like we can't actually see anything through there. Yeah, it's glass, but there's just a small... it's just a small rectangle of negative space behind it. That's pretty weird. Doesn't look like there's anything fascinating going on. There's nothing on the underside of the platforms. Alright, we'll keep pushing onward for right now. I'm hoping... okay, and see here we're in Darkness Town, so... I would be inclined to believe that it's in one of the rooms we just went through. But maybe this is where we're going to find my logic falsified. I mean, I guess I didn't really look for more secrets in here. This room is shaped pretty strangely. Did we ever try going up? By which, of course, I mean down. Huh. Okay. A space that doesn't repeat at all. Quite an oddity in this game. Although I guess it does repeat this way, doesn't it? Huh. Alright, well, I'm gonna maybe poke around a little bit more off camera, because I really don't... It doesn't seem like there's a lot of space for us to break off of the normal path here. Okay, nothing on the back of that. I mean, it almost has to be in this room. Huh. Well, that's certainly something. And the space was too small for us to fit through here, except when falling. This is very curious indeed. But it doesn't... But it doesn't seem to be anything? Why would it just be... Nope, okay. I thought maybe it was going to be... What a strange little room. Is there something I'm missing about this? It's so weird. I almost can't believe there isn't a second doorway on the back of it. So there's this really, really, really well hidden little space. And yep, sure enough, you can see it in there. And there's nothing comparable at the other end. Well, I mean, now we gotta look at the other side, right? Okay. Nothing here. Nothing here. Maybe this is a bad place to look because we're right around the doorway. No, just nothing. Is there a gap at the other end, maybe? Sure doesn't look like it. Alright, this is too damn conspicuous for it to just be nothing. Is it on this side? Shit, I lost it. Well, we wandered into some kind of something. I guess what am I doing? Falling vertically is never going to solve the problem. We need to be crossing to the other instances of this shape. Here we go. Is there some kind of trick that I'm forgetting? Because we don't really have a lot of, like, clever ways to manipulate or fold space, really, right? The whole game is about existing in a place where space has been thoroughly manipulated and folded before you got there. But why is this even here? This room right here is by a large margin the strangest thing we've seen in the entire game. There's no way that they could be using a perspective trick to hide more space from us. There's no place for another thing to be. It's just very fucking weird. Alright, I might, we're clearly on to it. If only I had any idea what it was. Alright, I think I'm gonna let you guys go for the moment while I try to sort out what in the hell this could possibly be for. We may get to a point here where I'm just looking stuff up on the internet. We haven't gotten there yet, but yeah, I feel like it may not be very far in the future. I'll see you in a second. Okay, I had an idea. I was thinking, how could we possibly interact with that weird little room carved into the side of the hallway that seems to have no purpose at all? It cannot possibly have no purpose at all, right? It's such a weird little space. It's got to be for something. Unfortunately, like I was saying, we just don't have a lot of mechanics to play with here. We don't have a lot of ways of interacting. We don't have a lot of verbs. But one verb we do have is redirect water. Place cube to redirect water. So I was thinking, well, maybe we will put water in there somehow, and the room will, I don't know, the room will fill. That's not a thing that happens in this game. There's no mechanic for that. But we have a source of running water nearby, and I was like, yeah, okay, let's try it. Let's just do something rather than sitting here and staring at this doorway. So I tried to go back to the little, the room that I said is a really cool puzzle. The discontinuous water puzzle. And it turns out you cannot take any of the cubes out of there. You actually do need them all in order for the door to stay open. So, big disappointment there. Then, I had another thought, and as you can see here, we kinda almost got there. Then I was like, well, that means we're totally out of things to do. Maybe it's worth looking around in the Dark Cube room a little bit. And it turns out the Dark Cube room has blue cubes in it. Not one, but two, in fact, blue trees, with 2 blue cubes each for the actual puzzle. So I was able to get those 4 blue cubes and bring them back in here, and as you can see, it's not exactly what I was going for, but we sure can just, like, redirect the water that comes out of that thing over there into the hallway. Now, there are 2 big problems with the idea of, well, 3, I guess, big problems with the idea of directing water into that room. Number 1, perhaps the most salient, again, that's not a mechanic in this game. There's no way directing water in there would do anything. Number 2, we simply don't have enough cubes to do anything fancy. It takes 3 cubes just to get the water coming through this doorway, and then that leaves us with just 1 with which to do nothing, right? Like, we would need, in order to turn this around, we would need at least 1, 2, 3, a bunch. We would need a whole lot of cubes. Secondly, the way the gap is positioned right here, there's actually no way to get water to it from this platform. Like, it literally can't happen. So, that's definitely not the solution. But, I mean, it's kind of driving me crazy. What the hell is this for? So yeah, I don't actually have any more answers. I don't have a new thought. I just, I came up with one idea and implemented it, and I wanted some evidence of that on film to prove that I'm not just sitting here doing nothing. To make myself believe that I'm not totally wasting my time. But honestly, y'all, I'm feeling pretty stumped here. Okay, and we're back. This is being recorded, like, I don't know, maybe 4 days or so after the last clip. I really could not figure out what to do. I am almost certain that gap we found in the wall is nothing. Even just saying it out loud, it sounds so insane to me. How could it possibly be nothing? It's such a weird, conspicuous thing. But I just don't... There's no way to interact with it, right? There's nothing to do with it. So, I decided, after searching around the areas that we've opened up and having no success, I decided to go back and watch some of the footage from the series, and I'm really glad that I recorded me playing this, because otherwise I never would have put this together. Just scrubbing through and watching for things that we hadn't figured out the use of yet. Stuff that we saw, but that we never figured out, because I knew there was a bunch left. And it reminded me that there's a whole water wheel and door setup through that door down there that we just never got to interact with it. We saw a whole room that had no way to be solved, as far as we could tell. And I figured that with the weird setup we have here, bringing the blue cubes back from the trees in the dark cube area that was through that door, we could solve this puzzle now and open that room up again. So, I used 2 of the cubes from the tree room to open this up, feed the water wheel, which opens this door. You can see here, we'll get to these in a second. In this room, there is, very obviously, a weird door over there. You might remember this, especially if you're watching these, like, roughly in order. Like all at once. There's this weird button that leads to a door that goes into a room that we never really interacted with. Hey, that's curious. What is that from? Okay, one thing at a time. So unfortunately you have to go... It's actually pretty awkward to get to. It's the next one, right? Yes, here we go. Because of the fact that this is discontinuous. I guess maybe a smart person would have just changed gravity. Whatever. So you pop this open, and it takes you into this weird room that doesn't seem to have any way, like there's a water wheel here, and a door operated by the water wheel, and no apparent way to get water into it. But we did discover that there is another door on the opposite end of the room, this wall up here. Why run when you can just fall? Oops, I'm trying to do... There we go. This thing. Right, and over here there's a switch, and you open this, and it just comes out right next to that door we just came through. So that's interesting. In the area that you head into next here, the area that we headed into after I gave up on this, there is another blue tree, and it just has 3 blue cubes on it. So, with the rest of the cubes from the trees in the dark cube area that we're not doing, plus those cubes right there, we can have 6 blue cubes while maintaining the water wheel here to keep the door open. So, let's see if we can figure this out. Let's see if we can figure out a way to feed water into this. Now, my plan is to try to route this water down and around, because check this out. I should grab a cube while I'm doing this. Check this out. I think this is pretty conspicuous. The power line that runs from the water wheel to the thing that opens up the door blocks passage, but only on one side. It's almost like they're intentionally leaving a gap for you to redirect the water through. Because there's no reason the water has to crash into this. The water just has to hit the wheel, right? So, let's see if 6 cubes is enough to get what we want done. Enough to get done what we want done. Because we need 1 more to turn it there. Then it's coming this way. 2, 3 turns it out here. 4 makes it go this way. 5, and we have We have 6 cubes. I guess the question is, can we get the stream of water past the pedestal that button is on and into the water wheel without having to turn it again? Because if not, then we are short cubes. This does seem like a lot of turns. I'm already starting to have doubts. But this is at least something. And you know how I feel about creating footage that justifies the use of my time. No, this isn't going to work. We're short a cube. Right? Because, yeah, at the very least, we would need one more cube to do this. Well, I mean, this has got to be something, though, right? There's a whole setup over here. Ah, shit. Okay, is there a place where I can get one more cube? Do we need all of the cubes that we are currently using? I think I pulled the cube that was holding that door open already. Yes, I did. There's a blue cube in there. Maybe I have to have come through that door? Because obviously that blue cube would be awfully nice to have. If we pull either of those, we lose the water. Which obviously is a huge problem. There's not a cube that I could pull from anywhere else, is there? None of the ones in this room are... Yeah, none of these would be on the right surface. There's a red and yellow puzzle up ahead that way, which would not help us. I mean, they have to be blue. They have to be on this surface. It's the only thing that works. Did I actually get all the cubes from the trees and stuff? This feels like it's really close to being something. Yeah, I actually did. Maybe I need to... Probably the real answer is that this is just not what you're supposed to do. But how else are you going to feed that water wheel? So it's like you feed this thing, and it opens this door. And I don't remember what's on the other side. But it's possible, right, that there's another blue cube beyond that. I had the video up. I should have watched further. I saw far enough to see that we totally gave up on this water wheel and never solved it. And then I was like, well, that's it. That's what I got to go after. I should probably have thought this through a little, just a tiny bit more. There's no way to cut... Because it's necessarily going to be 4 cubes to get the water going in the same direction, but routed around the obstacle. Yes, we would need a 7th cube. And if we were to put the 7th cube, like, let's say, have it run right next to the button, would this even be good enough? Honestly, I think it might. The game's usually quite forgiving about this stuff. It totally might be good enough. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, where could there possibly be another cube? So, okay. That's weird. That's even weirder. I just broke reality. If I just move this slightly, will it... Okay, it's working again. There's no way to tighten that angle up. Yeah, we need another blue cube, and I bet it's that one right there. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to figure out how to get back on the other side of that door, which is, I imagine, going to require a whole bunch more me watching the footage. So, you know what? I've put a fair amount of effort into this. I know that we haven't really gotten a lot of solutions here, but I think maybe I'm going to package this much work up and call it an episode. I feel like we're slowly figuring this out. We're slowly putting together all of the rooms and switches and doors that we saw in our first run through the game, but never figured out the use for. I don't know where it's all leading exactly, but it certainly feels like it's something. So thank you all so much for sticking with me as I sound increasingly like some kind of mad conspiracy theorist. When you come back next time, eventually, I have actually no idea when, hopefully, I will have figured the rest of this out. Maybe. And we'll see you then.